Hey boys, welcome back to the channel where we're going to be going through the round 4 team list, having a squiz. There's obviously quite a bit of carnage, so we'll have a look at the replacements, any players of interest popping up, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So Thursday night footy sees the Rabbitohs take on the Panthers. Now, very disappointing that Cleary is out of this game. It honestly, I don't think I've got anybody. I do have Pete Mamazoulis, who I'm probably not going to play, so that's a real stinker. You know, I still love footy, and honestly, it's sometimes nice to not have any Supercoach relevancy in a game, just because you can sit back and enjoy it. But I'm not going to lie, I was looking forward to watching Cleary hopefully decimate the Rabbitohs, but not to be. The Rabbitohs, looks like Alex Johnston is back. Ravalawa still on the wings, Isaiah Tassin won, so no Campbell Graham, who is out. Jai Gray, Walker, Humphreys still in 7. I'm not going to lie, I was sort of half expecting Lewis Dodd to maybe get a crack this week, but they're still going with Humphreys. And I mean, granted, he's been very good for them, but I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with Dodd. Surely he's got to play eventually. Sean Kepi, Mamazoulis, Moale, Kalamatangi, Arrow, and Duncan. Sullivan, Havili, Liam LeBlanc, and Tavita Totola. So the big one there. So yeah, Campbell Graham is out. I mean, I'm not surprised. I haven't heard anything, but I'm not going to lie. The last couple of weeks, most big contact, like runs or tackles, he's got up looking very sore. And especially last game, he doesn't look right. I don't know if it's the chest with a bit of pain, the sternum from the injury, or if he's just carrying another knock, but he looked pretty stiff and sore last week for sure. So I'm not shocked to see him out, but yeah, interesting to see what the injury was. Obviously, big in there with Alex Johnston. I mean, he's just a steady winger. Let's be real. He knows what he's doing, so it's good for them. The Panthers, Dane Laurie does get back into the fullback spot. Alamotti on the wing with Brian To'o, and Isaac Tungo and Thomas Jenkins is in the centre. So Casey McLean has been dropped. So as I said in the review, Jenkins is interesting now because last week, obviously, there was talks that McLean was going to get dropped for Jenkins regardless, but then Laurie was obviously out. Jenkins went to fullback. Jenkins killed it, honestly, and now all of a sudden he finds himself starting at centre. I think I looked and he's like 230,000, which is insane. I mean, I know he signed for the Knights, but I don't remember him playing a game. He might have played like one game last year. I can't even remember how much he played, but I was surprised because I thought he looked good the couple of chances he had at Penrith a couple of years ago, and I thought it was a pretty big signing for the Knights, but yeah, it just wasn't utilised, wasn't used. He's gone back to Penrith. Interesting. Very interesting. A potential cheapy downgrade. You don't have to go on him this week because this will be his second game. Definitely one for next week if he holds the spot. And I don't know, Casey McLean, yeah, bit on the outer, I guess. He's had a couple of poorer games. I mean, he still looks pretty good, but yeah, a little bit of lack of confidence, I would say. The other guy, I gotta say, who is tempting, Paul Alamotti. He is on the wing. If he stayed on the wing, I mean, obviously he's going to goal kick this week. He's a pretty good goal kicker. He's not going to continue that because Cleary will be back. But, I mean, if he's on the wing, I don't know what his price is. He's looked really good. I'm not going to lie. Jenkins and Alamotti, I don't know if I'm going to pick one up this week, but there is a temptation to pick up a Panthers backline player because they have a really good draw coming up. I mean, obviously the Rabbitohs can be leaky. Yeah, a couple of interesting ones. Jack Cole, Trent Tolau is the 7, so a bit surprising. I thought they might go with Jack Cole at 7 and give Blaze Talangi another crack at 6, but they've gone with Tolau, who was very good in the trials, mind you. Mose Leota, Kenny, Smith, Sorensen, Martin. Talangi is the 14 with Papali, Henry, and Garner. I'm not going to lie, I would like Talangi to come on for a few minutes and score low, drop some cash, because I do think later in the year it's going to be Cleary and Talangi. I think it will be. Could be wrong, but I think they could have a pretty good combo together if Talangi can obviously work on his defense and other aspects. But another one to watch there, obviously, McLean, the 18th man. A couple of big ones there, I guess. Next up, Friday night footy, the Roosters taking on the Titans. So the Roosters, Tedesco, Tupou, Mark, Toya, Young, Sandon, Townsend, as expected. So still no Billy Smith. I thought maybe he might get a shot this week, but still not. Nafahu White, Spencer Leniu start still. Docker Clay comes in for the head knocked Connor Watson this week. Angus Crichton, Sia Wong, and Victor Radley. Sia Wong is that guy that I think is going to get... It's still interesting. I know everybody is going to be jumping on Matty Nicholson. I don't know... Sia Wong wouldn't have gone up that much, but I don't know. Sia Wong versus Nicholson... I don't know. I think Wong's going to get... He's going to be passed up by most people just because the rotation's always been a bit what if, and is he going to get the spot? But he's played 80 minutes now for a few weeks. He's looked pretty good. Like, he's always had that Supercoach ability, tackle busting, offloading, good work rate. A 1-for-1, I sort of like Wong, but yeah, I mean, I do have a lot of Roosters players already, so it's a bit... Yeah, I don't know. But I think he's gonna slip by us. Hugo Savala, who I think is a dummy half, comes on as 14. Blake Steep, Butcher, and Collins are back. So this will be a good little indicator for Nafahu White. Obviously, White's going to make money again this week with a low break even, but Butcher and Collins both back. So we'll see what the rotation like. Obviously, Radley as well at lock. So yeah, good little tester for the minutes for White. Obviously scored the try last week, but yeah, we'll get a good little glimpse of what they're looking at. The Titans. So I did see Keanu Kinney is out this week, which is disastrous news for some people who would have taken the punt and gone probably like a Tommy Trbojevic to a Keeney last week. That's disastrous, just to add more insult to injury. But Jalen de Groot comes in at fullback. Francis and Fafita still on the wings with Kelly and Sammy. Brimson Campbell. Forward pack of Fodawaker, Verrills, Campbell Gillard, Cleese still starting. Fermor and Fasomo Ali. And Fermor, obviously, very interesting as well. He was sensational for me last year. Honestly, he was far and away the best mid-range back rower by the end of the season. He made great cash. He got great points. It didn't start that hot, but he turned into an absolute gem. And he also got the dual position, which is handy. This year, he's obviously coming in at a bit more expensive, but still nothing crazy, like $590, I think he is. But he started like a house on fire. He has looked sensational. And I guess the thing is, like last year, his first game's back from the ACL. So this is his second year on, and he's looked great. I mean, it was a bit of a toss-up, like I said before, with him and Lucas for me. Obviously, I ended up going Lucas, which has been great. But both Fermor. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind it. They've got their bye out of the way. I think Fermor just can be such a good lock and load centre wing. No real ups and downs for him. The only annoyance sometimes is if there's an injury, he can go to centre. But yeah, I'm tempted. I am definitely tempted by Bowie. Just because, I mean, repaying the fate, like, dance with the one who brought you. He was sensational for me last year. He was so good. He was honestly, it's so funny because in a different world, we had so many fucking problems at the start of last year. If there weren't, like, Fermor had like a couple of 40s to start. He wasn't looking that good. There was every chance I could have traded him out, but it just never, like, there was never a need to trade him out. And then all of a sudden, just bang, 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 he started going crazy. So, yeah, I'm keen. Chris Randall, Fafita, for Somaile Jr. I think, yeah, he's definitely... I think he's younger than Tino. And then Brock Gray also on the bench. I got to be honest, I don't understand. Jacob Alec-Winky, every time I've seen this guy play, I've been super impressed. I don't understand why he doesn't get any... Like this Brock Gray, he's a bit of a goer for sure, but Alec-Winky, I think he's like such an underrated footy player. I mean, I guess he is more a back rower. He can play at lock as well. I don't know. I would have him on the bench. Obviously, it's a bit of a mute point, but just a bit of a ramble. I think he's a very, very solid, underrated footy player, Alec-Winky. But yeah, for Feeder, obviously... I mean, we'll take the price drop. Hopefully pick him up in a few weeks for cheap. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Not much else. I mean, obviously, Tino, the other big gun that is he a must-have? I don't think he's a must-have, but I'm definitely bringing him in this week. It's just, yeah, it's too hard to go past, really. Next up, the second Friday night game, another Queensland derby. The Dolphins taking on the Bronx. Should be a good game, honestly. I'm expecting another solid game for Queensland derby. But the Dolphins, Fido, Zarko, Bostock starts. Obviously, he did start last week as well, but named Herbie Farnworth, Avarillo, Nikarima, Katoa, Saifidi, Marshall King, Kafusi, Finifuyaki, Gilbert, and Plath. I still hate Plath on the edge, but it is what it is. Again, a bit off topic for Supercoach, but I mean, Gilbert's played way more edge, and I mean, granted, I do think Gilbert is also better through the middle, but I think if you're picking Plath, he just doesn't look like a back rower. Gilbert at least has played a lot of the back row. He runs a good line. Plath is he's got better ball playing skills. I don't know. I'm not a head coach, but I don't understand why they just don't switch these two. I think it's insane, but yeah, oh well. It is what it is. Kurt, Donahue, Oren Keeley, Nichols, and Stone. And then the Bronx. So Walsh, Cobbo, Staggs, and Shibazaki keeps his spot, with Dean Mariner dropping out. I mean, don't get me wrong. For the whole preseason and the first couple of rounds, I was definitely on the drop Shibazaki, keep Mariner. But you know what? I mean, Shibazaki's been pretty good. Like he's been solid. I think he's taken a lot of tough carries. I've been impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I would still prefer Mariner partnering Staggs. I just think Mariner is a far better football player, but at the end of the day, it's good for Supercoach, so that's what we're all about here. And he's done well. He has done well, Shibazaki. You can't fault him. He's won the spot. Jesse Arthur's still on the wing. Hunt, Reynolds, forward pack as expected. He's still starting with Gazewski. I think the plan now is like he played like 30, 40 minutes, so Gazewski take the sting out of the game and then bring on Piacora. I don't know. I'd probably just rather another middle on the bench if there's like an injury to a big boy, but I guess Haas can play 80, honestly. Carrigan could play 80, so if there's an injury, it's probably okay, but I don't know. I don't love the idea of fucking having two back rowers taking 40 minutes apiece. Like, I just think it's a waste of a positions, but oh well. Again, it is what it is. It's fine. I'm glad I don't own Gazewski. I think he could start losing cash if he doesn't keep scoring tries. He's going to be in a bit of trouble, but we'll see. Not much else there. Moving on, Saturday, 2 o'clock, Dragons taking on the Storm. Obviously, Dragons coming off the bye. They should be pretty fully fit. Gutho, Sloan, Sully, Holmes, Tuipulotu, Flanagan, Ilias, Couchman, Emery Goulas still starting with Cook, Leilua, Seward, DeBellin, and on the bench, Little. Clemmer does come in, so obviously a mid-season recruit. Whatever. I think he's absolutely trash, but I don't know. Like, would you really rather Clemmer than like Fatala Mariner? Even like a Tom Eisenhuth, like rock salt. Like, I don't really get why. I don't understand why they even signed Clemmer. And I don't get it. I honestly don't get it, but whatever. Hopefully he doesn't take too many minutes. Emre Gula hopefully can still punch out like 50 minutes. That would be great. Hamish Stewart keeps the spot, obviously the cheapie. So people that had him at the start are loving it because he's going to make some pretty good cash. And then the young guy Dylan Egan, who has looked really good the last couple of years in like the trials. I think he's played a couple of games. And there's always been hints that he's been training so well and he could have won the spot, but obviously at the moment you're not going to replace Leilua and Sewer, so he has made his way onto the bench, Egan. Yeah, one to watch, I guess, if there's an injury. And then the Storm, so Pappenhausen has been named. I'm very interested. I'm very keen. I would love to hear that he is 100%. Hopefully it was just a bit of a, like, the way he sort of took the ball in the in goal, hopefully it just like rolled the ankle a little bit, just a little bit sore. I mean, surely that's all it is. Like, he is named, but I would like just a indication that, yeah, he's sweet. Like, there's nothing wrong there because I want to bring him in, obviously, but it's got its dangers. You don't want to be bringing in a gun fullback and then having to trade him out instantly. But yeah, it's hard to go past with the goal kicking back. Will Warbrick, Xavier Coates. So Warbrick comes back in. Was he? I thought he was in. Did he actually get dropped last week? I thought he had a knock, but apparently he did. He just got dropped for Anderson, who I think Anderson's been very solid, but obviously no. Anderson now moves into the centres. Of course, what am I talking about? Obviously, Meany's out. Anderson, actually surprising Anderson is playing because he picked up what looked to be a pretty nasty knee injury. They did rule out like a serious ACL or anything, but it looked like he wasn't going to be fit for the next game. But apparently all good, which is good. Jack Howarth obviously in the spot. Munster, Wishart comes in at 7, our unsung hero from last year. Definitely won't be going Wishart, but I still remember him fondly. He was one of our best trades in last year. Stefano, Harry Grant, Josh King, Blore, Katoa, Liero. I mean, honestly, the only forward for the Storm that I am keen on is Ali Katoa. Don't think I could do it this week, but he's definitely in the plans. That is 100%. Garlic, McDonald, Kamakamitha, and Valepu. Nelson, I'm assuming he's dropped, or did he get suspended? I don't know. There was a lot going on. He was really bad. I don't know if he's been dropped or if he did get suspended or he picked up an injury. I don't know, but probably for the team's sake, it's probably good he's not playing. I do love Big Solomona, but he was a liability for sure. But yeah, no. Okay, yeah. So there is. Suafalongo is on the extended, so yeah, we'll know obviously if Pappy's not good and Sua comes in, but one to watch, obviously. Moving on, Saturday 4:30. So we've got Drinky, Derby, Purdue still there, which is great. Valia, Talangi, Clifford, and Dearden. Forward pack is expected, no changes, and the bench. Still Nanai on the bench. Again, very interesting watch with Nanai. Surely he gets the spot back at some point, and he's going to be very, very cheap. So one to keep an eye on. The Raiders, KL Weeks, Tamale, Timokol, Cruz, Savage, Strange, Fogarty. The forward pack, Papali, Tarpany obviously comes back in at prop. Starling, Young, Nicholson is the starting back row with Horsburgh at lock. Obviously, no Morgan Smithies out with concussion protocols. Owen Paddy, Simi Sasangi, Trey Mooney, and Atta Mariota. Obviously, Nicholson is the big go here, but like I said, it is a bit like Nicholson versus Sia Wong. I think Wong is obviously a little bit more expensive now, but I don't know. Interesting. I do like Nicholson, but I would like to see the rotation still, because like the problem is that last week, like I said in the review, he played 80 minutes, but he played a big chunk through the middle because Simi Sasangi still came on in the back row, and without Smithies after like 20 minutes. Nicholson played huge minutes, but he played a lot through the middle. With Tarpany back, Hawes was going to play big minutes. Nicholson, I think there's every chance Nicholson doesn't play 80, and Simi Sasungi comes on just like he did with Zach Hosking. And is Nicholson going to score as many points as Hosking in like 60 minutes? I don't think so. Obviously, if he scores tries, he will, but I'm a little fucking torn. He's going to make good cash this week. That's the annoying thing with him scoring like a ton the week before. But there's a part of me that sort of wants to watch this week. But I don't know. He's only like 330. It's still a pretty good price to take the punt on. Even if he only plays 60 minutes. Hopefully still scores well. But I'm a little hesitant. I am a little hesitant for sure. Moving on here, we got the Sharks against the Bulldogs, 6:35. Will Kennedy, Stone Street, Ramey, Ero, Mulatalo, Trindle, Hines. The forward pack unchanged. I feel like the Sharks in recent years, they have been like the most consistent team for like not getting a lot of injuries. Obviously they have. I mean, I guess Katoa has been out injured, but I don't know. A lot of weeks, like, the Sharks are just unchanged, 1-17. There's the odd injury. Obviously, Hazelton was missing the last couple of games, but it's been pretty stock standard for the Sharks for quite a few years now. I mean, I know Hines has been out a bit last year, but they've been pretty fortunate, I would say, with injuries. And yeah, 1-17. Hazelton does come back in for Hamlin Uali, who is out injured. I know I just said they don't have injuries, but you get what I'm saying. The stock of the group stays pretty similar. And I think this is their full strength anyway. I mean, maybe Uele in for Tapuha, but he's been really good. So it's a strong bench. It's a very strong bench. The Sharks, obviously Hines, I would love to get in. I'm not trading Cleary, but obviously, there's other moves you can make to get Hines in. I would love to have one, or like, honestly, I'd love to have fucking Kale Hero. I think out of the centre wingers, he is probably the guy I would want the most. The other guys, I mean, Ramian's pretty consistent, but Mulatalo and Stone Street are pretty hot and cold. Hero is he's so rock solid. I just don't think I don't know. I'm interested to see what I'm looking at this week for money and trades. Obviously, Tino's one in, and then there's quite a bit we can do with our other two trades. But yeah, we'll have a look at that in a day. The doggies, obviously Tracy, Wilson, Jerry, Crichton, Montoya. Hayward still in for Burden, Sexton, King, Marnie, Saluka, Fafita, Curran still in the back row with Kikau out, Preston and Salmon. And then Kurtman, Harry Hayes, Tupanua and Curtis Morin. Preston, he is probably getting traded to Tino this week. There's other guys I could go. It's just I know for a fact when you trade out Preston, all of a sudden he'll be getting the footy a lot more. Fucking Marnie will be doing that short little cutout ball to him on the try line to get some tries. But I don't know. Like, I think he's the guy to go. But we'll have a closer look. But I've been very underwhelmed with Preston to start the year. And like, it's not so much like, it's fine. And obviously he got a try last week, but he's very arsey. But it's fine, like, getting, like, 50s, right? It's fine if he was getting, like, 50s for the first 3 weeks, but it's the way he's getting it. He's making, like, 40 tackles and running the ball, like, 10 times or even less. So if he was, like, running the ball, like, 15 times a game, 15 plus, and making, like, 20, 25, 30 tackles, like, that would be way better. And I'd be like, I'm happy to hold. He's getting involved. The attack will come. But it's the fact that he's just a tackle bot. Like, he's just a fucking tackle bot at the moment. It's doing my head in. So I think he's the guy to go. But I'm not I'm not 100% yet. We'll have a closer look. Going down, it is the Sunday 3 o'clock game. Brookie, Tommy is back. He's confirmed. As much as he can be, I guess he's a confirmed starter. It's exciting. It is exciting. He's had a week off. He should be fit and firing. I am a little worried. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still a little concerned, but it is nice to have him listed and taking on the Eels Sunday. I mean, it doesn't get much better. Brookie Owl Sunday afternoon. Hopefully it's good weather as well. But yeah, Tommy, Saab, Hopewadi goes back to the wing with Garrick and Kohler. Brooks, Cherry Evans. I'm not going to talk about the Cherry Evans saga, but obviously there's that going on. It's going to be interesting to see how the crowd reacts. Alloway, Takiaho, Tavanga. Obviously, Alloway comes in for, unfortunately, Taniela Paseka doing his Achilles. What a shocker. Olukwatu, Trebojevic, Simpkin, Waddell, Bullimore, and Nathan Brown comes in. I forgot about Brown. He's been really good. He hasn't played this year at all, but he was really good last year. Obviously, he's not getting the minutes or the Supercoach output of years gone by, but just NRL-wise, I've been impressed with just his energy. I mean, he's always been that type of guy. I'm surprised Toff Sipley didn't come in as well, but apparently not. The Eels, so Isaiah Iongi, Russell, Panasini, Lomax, Adokar, Brown, and Hawkins. Forward pack is surprisingly unchanged from last week. I mean, I guess they were okay. Jack Williams, Lussick, Polo, Lane, Kartonga, and Hopgood. Obviously, Kartonga is a bit of an interesting one. I think that was his first. He didn't play round one, so that was his first game last week, so we can have another look. I thought he was okay. I thought he was pretty good. And, I mean, he's a potential cheapie downgrade. I think he's got a bit about him. I'm keen to see him go this week and see how he goes. He obviously copped a head knock last week as well. The score wasn't great, but I think if he gets a spot, you could do worse, and it doesn't look like fucking Ryan Madison's coming back anytime soon. Riley Smith, Matt Dory, Offengowie, and Dean Kerr is on the bench. I'm still surprised fucking Charlie Geimer is not getting a run. I don't know what happened. I genuinely don't know what happened. I thought he was really good that game after. Obviously they got pumped, but I thought Geimer put in a huge effort. But he got dumped the next week. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, obviously we're hoping Iongi continues to score points. Make some. I would like to get Iongi. Like, there's obviously Newcastle on the bye this week, so no Ponga anyway, but it's definitely fullbacks I would be looking at. I mean, even like a Pappenhausen, but I want Iongi to get up in price pretty quickly so I can, try to get in 3-gun fullbacks. Or even, he's the flex. Like, he could be a flex. He could be anybody. He could be fucking... he could be Hines. Like, he could be anybody in the flex. It doesn't have to be 3 fullbacks, but there is that temptation. Like I talked about in the review, something like a Drinkwater going forward when they're... closer to the buys. They've got a great buy schedule. Drinky could be a good play. There's some good options, but Iongi hopefully can jag a few attacking points in this next couple of weeks. It could be a bit of a blowout this game, so we'll see. Lomax, obviously, I mean, he's doing what he did at the Dragons, dude. He didn't start out that way, but I think he realized that he's got to put the fucking Eels on his back, and my God, he's a beast. He's an absolute beast. I still can't believe people of like years gone by always criticize Lomax for like being lazy and stuff. It was fucking insane, but obviously it's a weird rotation. He's defending on the wing, which is good because he gets kick returns, and then he's playing. It's sort of the best of both worlds, sort of, because he gets the kick returns. He gets that one off the kick return if he didn't get it on off the kick, and then in attack he's playing at center, so he gets potentially more footy early, But not attacking on the wing, you do miss out on just those simple tries, you know, just an easy cutout ball, bang, you're over, don't have to do anything. But yeah, I don't know, interesting. I don't think I'd be looking to pick him up anytime soon, but yeah, I still think he's going to be a very, very good scorer. Like, he's going to be one of the top center wingers to target. Yeah, not much else doing there. Moving on, the last game of the round, Tigers versus the Warriors. I don't know what to think about this game. I have no idea who I'm going to tip. Probably the Tigers. It's not at New Zealand, so I don't expect much from the Warriors. But yeah, the Tigers. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the Tigers either. They've been impressive, but they also haven't versed anyone really good at all, and they're not really bucking the trend with this one either. Dream Buller, Taruva, Dewey, Toa, and Skelton has been named. That is insane. Surely he doesn't play, right? Like, you can't risk it. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if he's fit, if he's 100% and he's good to go, I guess sure. But like, I don't know, the risk of like, and I know I'm saying this when I've got Tommy Trbojevic, but Trbojevic was apparently fine and he just got a rest. But Skelton, after doing a twinge or whatever he did, surely he drops out. I don't know. It's a bit of a shocker for people that own him, because again, it's the last game of the round, so you've got to make your decision early. I don't know. I have no idea. I would expect him to drop out though. That would be my it'd be my thought, but he could play. He could be fine. I don't know. Galvin, Luai, Terrell May, Coruscant, Pole, Fainu, Seyfarth, Twal, De Silva, Hunt, Bird, and Fainu. I mean, you do have La Lily on the bench or reserves, Fatape as well. I think they're both I mean, Fatape is a center. I think Kit La Lily is a center as well. But I mean, Dewey could go to the wing. Even Toa could go to the wing and bring in one of those guys. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, for people's sakes, we know early. And then the Warriors, Klokstad, Tulpiki, Pompey goes to the wing with Rocco Berry coming in at center with Leotawa. Tuvashek out. I wonder. I wonder if. God, I hope. I really hope Tulpiki is on the left wing. I wonder if he is. Because obviously. I don't know. I have no idea. But obviously on the right wing, he's catching an absolute cold. The Warriors definitely look better going left. So it'd be good for Tulpiki. I'm not holding my breath, but I would like it. I would definitely like it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Harris Savidem, Luke Metcalf. Obviously Metcalf is on the chopping block, but we're probably going to hold him another week. Fisher Harris, Egan, Barnett, Capel, Niokore, and Aaron Clark. Walker, Ford, Avamaga, and Halasima. So, yep, the only big one there, obviously Tovashek and the potential Skelton getting ruled out. But yeah, that's the team list. Nothing too crazy as expected for most. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. We'll be back with the preview. I am excited to have a dive into my team and see what we can do. We got a good bit of money in the kitty. There's some big trades to make. There's some money makers. There's some guns. I feel like the team is coming together pretty quickly. But yeah, there's obviously, with no Cleary, are we going to look to prioritize getting Hines in? Do we go send a winger? Do you go Pappenhausen? There's quite a bit. There's quite a bit to think about. But that's fine. We'll be back. We'll be back for that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.